Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to my show, Unlock Your Leadership. The place where small ideas created big change. Today, we explore a powerful truth. Sometimes doing less can actually help us achieve more. So, without wasting time, we asked ChatGPT about this topic. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome ChatGPT to my show Unlock Your Leadership.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm really excited to be here on Unlock Your Leadership. Thank you so much for having me. I'm ready to dive into whatever topics you have in store.
Yeah, today my question is what does less is more means in simple words?
That's a great question. In simple terms, less is more means you focus on having fewer things or doing fewer things, but you do them with more quality or impact. Instead of clutter or excess, you simplify, and that simplicity creates more meaning or effectiveness.
Why do people often feel they need to do more to success?
Yeah, that's really common. A lot of times we associate busyness with productivity, so we think that more effort or more tasks equals better results. But often it's really about being intentional, choosing what matters most and giving those things your best effort.
Yes, how can doing less improve our focus?
So when we do less, we naturally reduce distractions. We give ourselves the space to concentrate on one thing at a time, which means we put all our mental energy into that task. Over time, that sharper focus boosts the quality of our work and our ability to succeed.
Yes. Can you share a real life examples where less effort gave better results? Do you know about these personalities or these examples?
Yes, a classic example is Steve Jobs. He famously simplified Apple's product line. By reducing the number of devices, he made each product more focused, and that clarity drove their success. Another example is minimalist designers like Marie Kondo. By doing less, she helps people focus on what truly sparks joy, and that simplifies their whole life.
Do you know some Asian personality? This,
Sure,
yeah.
of course. One example is Masaru Buka, co-founder of Sony. In the early days, he focused on a few key innovations like the first transistor radio. I didn't get.
Okay. How does minimalism affect our daily life?
Yeah, minimalism can have a big impact. When we simplify, whether it's our possessions, commitments, or even digital clutter, we free up time, energy, and mental space. That lets us focus on what truly matters: our relationships, our goals, and even just our peace of mind.
Why is important to remove unnecessary tasks from our routine?
It's really important because those unnecessary tasks often drain our time and attention without adding real value. When we cut them out, we create more space for deep work, for growth, and for the activities that align with our purpose, which ultimately leads to more meaningful progress.
How can students benefit from doing less but smarter work?
That's a great point. Students can benefit by prioritizing the most important subjects or assignments and giving them their full attention, instead of trying to juggle too many tasks at once. By working smarter, they can retain more information, reduce burnout, and still achieve strong results.
What role does time management play in this concept?
Time management is absolutely crucial. When you consciously allocate time to your highest impact tasks, you ensure you're not just busy but productive. By structuring your day and setting boundaries, you avoid spreading yourself too thin, which makes it easier to stay focused on the right things.
How can we identify what is the truly important in life?
Identifying what's truly important usually involves reflection. You can ask yourself what goals align with your values, what brings you fulfillment, and where you see long term growth. Often it helps to journal, talk to mentors, or experiment with different choices to see what consistently adds value.
Yes. Does doing less reduce stress and how?
Yes, it can definitely reduce stress. When you have fewer obligations and distractions, you have more mental space to breathe. You feel less rushed, more in control, and because you're not constantly juggling, you can actually focus on what you can handle, which calms that stress response.
How can teachers apply this idea in the classroom?
Teachers can apply this by narrowing their focus to core concepts and essential learning objectives. Instead of overwhelming students with too many topics at once, they can prioritize depth over breadth. That way, students engage more meaningfully and the key lessons really stick.
What are some simple ways to simplify our daily routine?
A few simple ways are things like planning your day the night before, setting just a few top priorities, decluttering your workspace, and building small routines like a morning ritual or a weekly review that keep you on track without overwhelming you.
How can we avoid overthinking and focus on what matters?
One effective approach is to set clear boundaries for yourself. When a thought or task pops up, ask, is this aligned with my goal? You can also use short time blocks like 10 or 15 minutes to focus on a task and then step back. This keeps you grounded in action, not just rumination.
Is multitasking helpful or harmful?
Generally, it's more harmful than helpful. While it might seem efficient, multitasking often splits your focus, reducing the quality of each task. By sticking to single tasking, you get deeper work and better outcomes.
How can doing less improve our mental health?
When we do less, we reduce mental clutter and avoid burnout. We create space for rest, reflection, and meaningful activities. That balance lowers anxiety, improves focus, and helps us stay more resilient over time.
What habits should we stop to achieve more success?
We should stop habits like constant procrastination, saying yes to every request, and aimless scrolling or distractions. Instead, focus on consistent routines, setting boundaries, and mindful use of your time.
How can we train ourselves to say no to unnecessary things?
Training yourself to say no starts with clarity. Know your priorities, so when something doesn't align, you can confidently decline. Practice polite but firm responses, and remind yourself that saying no gives you space to focus on what truly matters.
Yes, what is the connection between simplicity and productivity?
So you get more done with this wasted effort.
How can parents teach children the value of less is more?
Parents can teach this by modeling it themselves, like simplifying schedules, focusing on meaningful activities, and choosing quality time over quantity. They can also encourage kids to reflect on what truly matters to them, so they make deliberate choices about how they spend their time and energy.
Does social media make us do more than needed?
It often does. Social media can create this illusion that we need to keep up with constant updates, posting, or engaging. By being mindful of how we use it, setting limits, and focusing only on what truly supports our goals, we can avoid that unnecessary busyness.
How does Islam guide us towards simplicity and balance?
Islam emphasizes moderation in all aspects of life. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, lived simply, and Islam teaches us to avoid excess, be content with what we have, and balance our spiritual and worldly pursuits. This balance helps us stay grounded and avoid being consumed by materialism.
Can less effort still bring excellence?
Absolutely. When you focus on fewer high impact efforts, you can perfect them. Excellence often comes from deliberate practice, focus, and consistency, not from doing everything all at once.
What final message would you like to give about living a simple and meaningful life?
I'd say focus on what truly aligns with your values and let go of the rest. simplify your life.
Thank you for listening to Unlock Your Leadership. Thank you, ChatGPT, for being a such wonderful thoughts share with us. Remember, success is not about doing more. It's about doing what truly matters. Start small, stay focused, and unlock the leader when within you. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
Wa alaikum assalam, and thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure to be part of the conversation. I'm really glad we could explore this, and I'm wishing you and your listeners all the best. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.